We are going to be doing a practice piece for the Sgraffito. The first thing you're going to do is, you don't need very much clay. We are making a little tray, and we're going to glaze it, and then we're going to do the Sgraffito to it. So you want to make sure that you're rolling this out, flipping it as you go. Now, the shape of it doesn't matter. We just need to concentrate on the thickness of it not being a very heavy piece. So I'm actually going to go ahead and cut this. Save that for the leg that you're going to be making. So this is still a little thick. So I'm going to roll it out to about 1/4 of an inch. And if you remember, the reason why you flip it like this is so it is stretching out when I roll it, so it can be all the same thickness. Okay, you can even just throw it like this if you don't have a rolling pin. And then what we're going to do next is we are going to compress the clay. That is going to help, one, smooth out the surface and get those clay platelets in line so your stuff doesn't crack. Okay, so that's one important thing. If your pieces are cracking, this is why you're not doing this correctly. So I'm going to roll it out a few more times. And like I said, the shape of what you do is up to you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a very organic piece. And then I'm just going to take this little slab right here, and I am just going to put it on, and I'm going to take a sponge or a newspaper, it doesn't matter, but we need to smooth out these edges. Just smooth out the edges. We want to make sure that this is as clean and neat as possible. So one thing I'm noticing is that edges are not smooth, which is not good. Okay, once again, you'll need to, depending on how big your actual piece is, depends on if you need a newspaper or not between the styrofoam and the clay. I think mine is okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a coil foot on the bottom. So all I'm going to do is roll my coil out. Now this, you don't want it to be big and chunky. And what you'll do is, I don't know what I did. Oh, it's on the floor again. You'll figure out where you want this foot. So I'm going to just kind of put it around here. Make sure you score. You put some slip on it. This is pretty wet, but I'm going to take a little bit of water and dab it on there. And then I'm going to take my little coil and bring it around, and then I'm going to cut it to be able to fit it together. Now you will need to blend on the inside with your modeling tool, and I would also blend it on the outside. One, that's just going to make sure that you have a clean connection. Now, if you're able to get this done today, on Monday, I'm going to show you guys how to put your colors on. I'm going to do multicolors. And these are the two colors that I'm going to do. Teal next time and orange a peel. Actually, I'll probably be able to do this later on. Today, since this is probably going to harden up pretty quick today. But anyway, make sure you blend on the inside, you blend on the outside, so that will stay. And then if it's too wet, like mine is, if I would pick it up, it would just go flat. You will want to hold off and let this harden up, but you'll still have to keep it wrapped up in a plastic bag because today is Friday. And then I'll make another video showing you how to glaze with multicolor, and then start doing your Sgraffito on the other side. Okay, so one, it's just a small trinket tray, little decorated piece, and then I'm going to require you to have two different glazes. They have to be completely different, such as the teal next time and the orange peel. Now remember, these already have a gloss glaze in them, so you will not have to cover it with the pink stuff. And speaking of glazes, for instance, this is a clean brush because I cleaned it. I don't know what is going on here, but this is not acceptable in any classroom. So this is clear glaze, and I couldn't even tell you what this is, but don't do this. That's just adding extra work for my TA or me, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. So please make sure that you are washing out your paint brushes before you put them back in the white box. All right, so I'm going to pause this, let this harden up a little bit, and that way I can show you what you're going to be doing as far as the glaze technique. All right, so remember, it doesn't have to be a circle. It can be anything that you want. It's your design, but it's just a small little tray.